Hello, I have another ranked 3 vs 3 on Retribution. Blue team, I am your god, which is also called Charles Vane. Portatore di Morte, sorry about that. I'm your god with a Knife Tyrant, Portatore di Morte with an Inquisitor, and me, Alejandro Beta, with a Plague Champion. On the red side, Ladder Goat with a Chaos Lord, local hero with an Apothecary, and Chispa with another Plague Champion. Solo lane for Plague Champion against Hive Tyrant. Usually it's a good matchup for... It's a good situation rather for the Plague Champion since he likes the solo lane. Imperial Guard in middle, which is good as well. But no Sentinel apparently for Portatore. And I'm at the top of the map against this Chaos Lord, which is always a pain. Fat melee heroes are usually a problem for the Plague Champion, especially because this one is a Terminator, or rather wears a Terminator armor, so should take less damage from my damage over time bolter, and in general from piercing weapons. But I managed to bring him to half-life, so he can't charge anymore straightforward with only half of his health rather. This is usually a thing I really like to do. It's not needed to kill an enemy fat hero, just bring him to half health and you should be fine. He will be able to charge in, but just for a limited amount of time. Portatore already bashing a little bit his power, not? But he must be careful with this heretic since he doesn't have a sentinel to protect his infantry. I am at his side, so I'm helping a little bit. Grenade thrown by this scout. Which makes a sort of friendly fire against his own Apothecary. So a little bit unfortunate for local hero. The bottom of the map situation is pretty even. Even if you lose your requisition point, you should not panic. It's not a big deal. The problem is if you lose your power node in your generators. That's the problem. As long as you have this power node protected, you should be fine. Now Ladder God got an Avox. The Eastern Suppression setup team in Retribution. It's the only one which suppress almost instantly, but does very low damage compared to the other suppression teams. The more damaging one are the Imperial Guards and the Eldar suppression teams. Space Marine Devastator is in the middle. This is a fortunate kill the week for Ladder Goat. Didn't manage to get any health back, but it's almost killed this heavy weapons squad because Portatore was a little bit left that heavy weapons team on the field a little bit too much, for too long actually. The Hive Tyrant with the extended carapace, which allows him to charge in. It's almost it's usually the response against a setup team, which Chispa has. Ladder got a little bit floating with requisition, but so am I and Portatore. Um, but I don't feel I need more infantry in tier 1 rather than this. And also with double heretics, you should keep a little bit of requisition in a bank, because you may bleed a little bit in tier 1, and of course in tier 2. In tier 3 you should be lucky to have both heretics alive. As you can see, Portatore here charging forward with guardsmen, allows him to approach and not be suppressed by these havocs, which opens the gate for this power node. So I'm now bashing it to the ground, and till now I think this has been the only generators bash. No generators at the bottom of the map. Just now they are starting to pop up. Usually Chaos is a race which put generators pretty late. They need a lot of requisition in tier 1 and not much power. Here Portatore loses a squad of guardsmen for apparently no reason. Maybe he tried to retreat, but Dawn of War didn't let him do this. Sometimes happens that you press retreat and your units do not follow your orders. I'm forcing melee on these assault marines, trying to take down a model, since I got my aspiring champions now. And I think I do take down a model. I exchange it with one of my CSM models. Got another assault marines. I'm usually not afraid to fight assault marines with aspiring champion CSM, especially if assault marines do not have their sergeant, which grants the merciless strike. Now they're returning the bash on our top power node. I'm tier 2 and Portatore as well. Other god is going tier 2 and Portatore is getting a Manticore. Pretty strong anti-setup team unit, or rather vehicle. I'm your god using well his rudeness, a structure which allows his infantry to reinforce around it, and he has double Reveners. Another choice to counter setup teams, maybe a little bit too much in this case. Infiltrated scouts, probably trying to take down my heretics with a grenade, but I'm alive and dodge it. Portatore loses his Inquisitor, but stops the havocs for a little bit of time, and now I'm going to throw my grenades in order to keep the havocs unset up, and the Manticore force completely them off. At the moment they have nothing to counter a Manticore strike. Maybe these assault marines with Melta bomb could take it down, but should be a little bit sneaky with his assault marines. And due to these assault marines, he is only now going tier 2. Your god lost a Revenant squad, and the other was severely injured. probably due to this Plague Champion, which has a Plague Sword now, but lost his Avox Chispa. Again, I'm forcing melee on these Assault Marines, really not afraid of their occasional special attacks, and they barely escape with one model. Now I have to back off due to blood letters from Ladder Goat. I cannot tank blood letters unlike Assault Marines. Those demons really hurt. Now they are going for the Manticore. Yeah, as you can see, the damage is unreal. I went for blood letters too, but they took down that Manticore in a flash. Their damage is really high. And also they have heavy melee damage, so they are going to severely harm even vehicles. Now I'm going for teleport on this lone tactical marines, and I take it down. So they're also pretty good for sniping retreating infantry. Another goat went for a Blastmaster, yes. The setup team version of the Sonic Marines. Of Noise Marines, sorry. And so he's insisting on the setup team strategy. Probably now is confident about this since he managed to kill, to destroy the Manticore. And went for the Combi Flamer, but it's not getting much from it. The Apothecary is down here. And I'm Your God is asking for red at the bottom. Since the Ivy Tyrant went down. Now the red team is rebuilding his front and their generators. Local heroes going for another setup team, a plasma cannon. Usually setup teams are pretty good against the Imperial Guard, and this is why the Imperial Guard can count on a Manticore, which is a very strong anti-setup team unit. Probably the best anti-setup team in the anti-setup team unit in the game. Only the Zoanthrope can do something similar, but usually the Zoanthrope is considered a soft anti-setup team unit because any setup team will be able to survive a shot from the Zoanthrope, while it's pretty hard to survive a shot from a Manticore. It's really a risky bet to take. I'm tier 3 and saving up for a great and clean one. As you can see, I have over 1,000 requisition, which is way too much, but I don't want to buy anything else because I want to save my power for the great and clean one, which I should be able to get it now. Yes. Mark of Zinch for Ladder Goats as well. Obvious choice against another Chaos and Imperial Guard. Chispa's going for a Dreadnought. He is not going tier 3, which is something Chaos can do. Chaos tier 2 is more than fine to fight enemies tier 3. Which is something pretty uncommon in the game. and I got a pretty strong shot from this plasma cannon, and the auto cannon finish one of my CSM squad off. I didn't expect all these setup teams around, but was also not reactive enough to save my CSM. My Plague Champion is still default. I'm fine with it. Scouts are level 2. And now I am approaching this CSM with phase shift bloodletters, because I want to threat them off. Their range fire is really scary. I have to stop it some way. Even sacrificing a couple of demons, it's worth to stop that fire. It's really too intense for me. Full dreadnought here. And now the opposing team says my great angry one and says GG. Also their tickets are pretty low, but I think they lost the remaining morale they have with the vision of this great unclean one. In fact, they are not paying attention anymore and losing their stuff. Chispa is the only one which is trying to continue the fight, as you can see in middle, against I'm Your God, and is destroying his army, since I'm Your God's army is basically light infantry, or rather infantry, but with low HP per model, so I consider that light infantry, and that kind of infantry takes a hell of a lot of damage from a Plague Champion army. Every player on the blue team is going for its respective super unit, Baneblade and Swarmlord. Little bit of friendly fire here. I sent my Great Unclean One in middle to dislodge this Chispa, but of course his army is tanky due to this warship. And my Great Unclean is isolated at the moment, but he has over 6,000 health. Should be fine. Now Chispa makes a mistake by upgrading this dreadnought here, and since upgrading unit vehicles cannot move, it's like a wall for his infantry, and I cast my Great Unclean One, my Imperial Abyss between the dreadnought and his infantry, and so basically I destroy his entire army, because he was trapped between his own dreadnought and my Great Unclean One. Should never upgrade units while they are fighting. It's not a wise decision, in my opinion. Dreadnought barely escaping here with 11 hit points, but dies for no reason here. Really unlucky for Chispa. Don't know why. He didn't have even 1 hit points, but 11, so should have been fine. And here I sacrifice my Great Unclean One because I okay with it, and I'm able to rebuy it whenever I want. Also, my opinion is good strategy to sacrifice the grit and Q1 sometimes. It's not a fast super unit, so the chances you keep it alive are usually low. And Ladder got nuked in base by Portatore and lost most of his armor. And this is the game. Emir God with a Knife Tyrant, level 4, Portatore with another level 4 Inquisitor, me with a default Plague Champion, level 7. Geostar arrived to reach level 5, which is good. Apothecary level 3 and Chispa level 6 with a Plague Champion. Locarvira went for a Predator but too late. They conceded. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.